just wish he knew.
Just being in a car.
I just wish he knew.
Hello. We live, I think. OBS was being a little weird, so I don't know if I'm live yet. Hold on a second. Go live. Okay, yeah, I think we're good. Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday, right? It's Tuesday? It is Tuesday. Hi. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. The superhero Siraj? Siraj. I'm not going to butcher it. I got it right. What's up, Septic Child? How you doing? We are back on Instagram, too. Instagram Live. So, that's a thing again. But hi, everybody. Hope you guys are having a good week so far. I decided to do a little micro project / torture myself. I don't know why, but my brain kept coming to wanting to model one of these. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna be modeling this monstrosity. So yeah, that's gonna be the next couple of streams. I'm not like, this isn't, more than likely isn't gonna be like a portfolio piece or anything like that, but I don't know. I just wanted I wanted a good like mechanical challenge. So I felt like this would be a good one. I have no idea how this thing functions accurately, but I got enough reference to model it, hopefully. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to move this over here because you guys have seen it now, because I need it on my big screen. Let's see, where you at? There you are. That's a better picture. Actually, no, I have an even better picture that I haven't put in this yet. Give me a second here. Where are you at? There you are. Let me put this in here. Ah, beautiful. I haven't saved this yet, so I need to remember to save this. In fact, I'm going to do that real quick. Let me do that before I forget, because I'll forget, and then I'll be really sad. So let's do... I got to clean up my project bank, too, because like there's a lot of these that are actually done. 747 landing gear. Okay, yep. Ref, save. Beautiful. Hello, what's up, Joshua? How are you? Let's see, I was working on a jet, and I was making a Corsair 7A. I was able to block out the shape, but I don't know how to go to the next step. A Corsair 7A, you say? I don't know what that looks like, but we can figure it out. Corsair 7A. Oh, okay, like an old school Navy jet. Yeah, that's gonna be fun because it's a lot of curved shapes. But you know, like the reality is like if you have a block out of it so far, I don't know why that took me to Amazon, but if you have a block out of it so far, just go ahead and start working off that block out. So like you can start kind of refining pieces of it and then using the slice tools to start cutting out your panels and cutting out your different shapes. That's the way I would start doing that, especially coming from the project that I just came from. So that's kind of how I would look at that. That's if you're making every panel by hand. If you're just planning on texturing, then I would just work on refining the shape and making sure when it's smooth, everything's looking okay. Yeah. It's also hard to tell because it's hard to see like what your blockout looks like. So if you want to post your blockout in the Discord, we can take a look at it there. But yeah, a little tough. But that's definitely going to be a tough one because it's like so rounded. It's a good choice though. Good morning, Gurav. How are you? Hello, sir. How's your new setup? Oh, it's going good. It's not bad. I need to redo my OBS because it's time to finish setting up like all the assets and stuff, especially with the sponsorship that I just did. I got to finish that up and get that added to OBS. But I've been adding sound effects to it, so that's fun. Where's the Discord link? You're on Instagram, so it's in my bio. And fair warning for anyone who's watching on Instagram, last time I streamed, they cut my stream off at an hour. So if it goes away, I'm still live on YouTube and Twitch. Until I actually say that I'm ending stream, I'm on those other platforms. So I went to watch on my PC, but first my mouse stopped working, then my keyboard, then my GPU crashed, I had to power it off. So here I am on my iPad. Oh, dude, that sucks. Hopefully nothing catastrophic happened. Oh. All right, so let's model. I'm going to start with tires because, you know, why not? These are actually, I love aircraft tires because they're so damn simple. We're going to do a little bit higher than you would usually do, but that's all right. All right. So these are pretty thick boys. So I want to do this. I want to kind of just actually separate this properly. Okay. Do I think actually like maybe halfway through there? Let's see. Thinking about halfway, yeah. That'll give me enough gap. And then this will just be a placeholder. Yeah. Cool. Alright. I'm not going to worry about like measuring that distance, but it'll be fine. Alrighty. So yeah, I'm just going to start by building out the tires because it's kind of the simplest way to go. But how's everybody's Tuesday going? Or week? How's your week going? You guys doing any cool projects? Got anything going? Recently watched Hypershade and Maya. Is that for beginner or intermediate? It depends on which one you watched. If you watched the kind of intro, that's pretty for beginner. I'd say. Like, I know the concepts are a little bit more complicated than most of my other tutorials, but yeah, a little bit confused, and I want to try to see that. What are you confused on? Jets have to change their tire. I remember reading about it. There was a fun story a while ago about a kid who designed a new type of rim for jets. And his whole concept was to basically just weld a metal cap to the rim that had... it was like a scoop, right? So when the actual landing gear deployed, that scoop would catch air and it would start spinning the tires immediately. And so the thought was, if the tires were already spinning, it would actually save the amount of rubber they lose when they land, because they lose a shitload of rubber when they land. I think it's like, if I remember correctly, it was like every 50 takeoffs or something like that, they have to replace their tires. Like, it's not a big number. Aircraft tires are like one of the biggest like wastes when it comes to like vehicles. From your channel. No, I know. Like, what are you confused on? Unfortunately, I didn't find the link. Oh, shoot. No, I'm sorry. The link was replaced temporarily. I forget about that. Here, I'll send this in my chat real quick for you guys. Copy. Here you go, Sing 3D. Visit that link, and then there's a Discord link in that link tree thing. That'll get you there. Sorry about that. I forgot about that. Okay, so these generally have kind of like a... Which I'm not... I don't know. Do I want to... Yeah, no, I'm not gonna... Let's see. Get that little bead, the rubber bead that holds the tire to the rim. The rims are going to suck on this. Okay. So these are a tad bit rounder than that. Yeah, they're a little bit more balloonish. Oh, let's see. What microphone do you use? So this guy's not being sold anymore. This is the Neat Mics Worker Bee. They have a new version of it. This is the old version of it. But love these guys. And their mics are actually really affordable. Can I texture from scratch using that? Or in mid-level, can I use it? It's kind of... Yeah, the answer is yes and no, right? So, like, Hypershade is really good at creating procedural materials, but you can only take those so far. Technically, yes, you could texture an entire object with procedural materials. It would just kind of be a nightmare. So, you kind of can, and you kind of can't. If you want to experiment with procedural materials, that's certainly the way to go about it. But as far as, like, if you want details, like, you know, like intense decals and stuff like that, I would just texture in something like Substance Painter. The link chat is not opening. All it says is reply or unfollow. Really? That's weird. Can I invite with a barcode? Because I can't copy that. Okay. I know this is going to be an extra step, and I'm sorry, Sing3D, because if I can't send the link, I can't send the link. Here's what I would do. Am I frozen on stream? Is my Instagram stream frozen? This is why I stopped streaming to Instagram. Hold on a second, guys. I think they... Wait. No problem. Okay, so you can still hear me, so I must still be live. Let me make sure. That's kind of odd. Am I still live? Okay, yeah, I'm still live. Okay, so, Sing, go to YouTube. And then I'm going to post the same link in chat on YouTube. That way you can just access it directly there. Control V. And it's on Twitch, too, if you're on the Twitch. So either Twitch or YouTube. Just go to one of those. And I just posted the links in those chats. So you can get it there. I don't know why Instagram's being so weird about it. But let's see. Working on a sci-fi gun turret. Having fun doing it. Nice. I've had this idea for a gun turret for a while that I've wanted to do. But, like, I never end up doing it. Someday I will. Alright, so these have a strip of rubber down the center. And then a couple lines, but there's two to the right. Yeah, it's weird. Okay. So let's do this. Offset edge loop tool. Where are you? There you are. So a little bit more in. And then we're gonna do boop. And boop. And then a little bit closer in. Okay, cool. And we're gonna harden these edges just because they're actually like deep grooves, so we want to make sure that we maintain that. But yeah, I don't know. I was wanting a technical challenge, so I figured this would be a fun kind of model to do that with. And who knows, it could end up being an absolute nightmare. And I just made my first mistake, actually. Let's see if I can just fix that. Nope, I need that one. It goes out to there. I think I can fix this. Nope. I should have paid attention to what I was doing. It's always so hard to pay attention to what you're doing when you're live streaming. But it's fine. I like doing it. All right. So this should hopefully just let me do this. If not, I'm going to be really sad. Yay! All right, cool. Kind of. Wait a minute. Let's not do it that much. Okay, cool. Okay. So I'm going to reinforce this little bead here. Not by a whole lot, but just enough. Because it needs to hold its shape for the most part. Oh, no. Okay, 3. Okay, thanks, I got it. Okay, perfect. Let me know when you post it. Alright, so there's our first aeroplane tire. Which arguably is not as... Oh. I don't like that. I didn't, okay. Crap. So, okay, so I see what happened. I don't like that it happened, but it did. So basically I did the bevel, and it merged a bunch of shit, but it didn't actually, like, bevel. Or did it? Hold on a second. Oh, no, it creased it. Wait a minute. I don't know. I'm gonna redo it. It's fine. Not the end of the world. Could be worse. Okay. Let's look at that, because these actually don't... Wait a minute. Okay, that's fine. I'm not worried about that. Okay, so we're gonna bevel. Turn off the jumper. Oh, turn it off. Turn it off. Why? What the hell? Okay, there we go. That should be better. Okay, there we go. That's got the sharpness that I was looking for. Okay, sweet. Can you please show me the reference for this? Yes, this is the reference for this. So right now we're just building this tire. But I have a lot of reference. It's just a 747 landing gear, the front nose landing gear. So if you want to look it up, you can also look it up. That's that exists too. Posted pictures on the Discord of my work in progress. What you got? What you got? Let's see. Oh, hell yeah. Nice. Yeah, it looks cool. Nice. I'll be excited to see what you do with that one. Every time I like log into this Discord, there's some weird GIF that I get like approached with. That's hilarious. Okay. Up until my PC shot to bed, I was animating a set of arms, hand for the person. I emulated PS2, equal parts fun, painfully clunky. Oh, I gotcha. Nice. Well, hopefully it doesn't do that again, because that would suck. I like how my YouTube and my Twitch said first words for my link that I posted. That's hilarious. I actually kind of hate that. Those are my channels. I chat in them all the time. Hi, new follower here. Do you use Image Planet for reference or other program? No, I use PureRef. Image Planet. I haven't heard of that one yet. Hold on. Image Planet? What is that? Planet Labs 3D? A reference? Is it just like a reference software? I don't know. I don't know what that one is. Image plane, sorry. Oh, no, you're good. Not a big deal. I do sometimes. It depends. Like, if I have accurate reference, like, if I've got, like, one-to-one drawings that I can lay out in my viewport, I will, but most of the time I don't, if I don't really have that. I tried to find them for this, but evidently Boeing doesn't want you having the exact designs for it, so go figure. But otherwise, I'll just load up my reference on this monitor up here, and I'll work off of that. Okay, sweet. So, yeah, we got a tire. I'm gonna go ahead. I don't know, the curvature of this is kind of bugging me, because it needs to be like more round, because it's actually a pretty chunky little tire. Hold on a second. Just turn symmetry on real quick. Just go to topology. Just to even this out. Let's close affinity because I don't need that. No. Okay, that feels better. Okay, so let's just go ahead. I'm going to assign a material to it. We're just going to go. I think we'll stick with Arnold shaders. Why not? It doesn't really matter. Tire. This is kind of a newer thing that I try to do, is I try to like add materials as I finish objects, so I can actually see what I'm like working with. Okay, Control D. Turn on wireframe so I can see what I'm doing. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Right there. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that should actually be just enough space for that, so that's cool. I'm going to go ahead and move these up a bit. Sweet, so we got some tires. I love tires. Thanks for answering. Yeah, of course. That is what these streams are for, so whenever I do live streams, you are more than welcome to ask any questions you want to. Alright, let's take a look at these horrible, awful-looking rims. Because I'm not thrilled about the way these are designed, and I was like, oh no, it's airplane landing gear, it'll be simple, they won't do anything stupid, but they did. Well, that's actually the best image I have. So this is what we're going to work on next. This. And this sucks because each one of these is like a little extrusion that these bolts sit on. So, yep, that's going to be great. So let's look at it. All right. Cool. I would honestly really prefer this. Nope, not that. This. Try to keep things centered. Let's see. So recently I have done work for Blender Challenge. I will DM to you on Discord. Can you say comments on it as some more things to complete it as a scene. Yeah, go ahead and send it to me. As long as it's just one project. I'm just not doing portfolio reviews until the end of the month, which we're doing at the end of the month, by the way, for those of you who are watching. So if you want to, submit them in the Discord. Let's see. You should use radial symmetry for that. Yeah. I'm going to build out most of it first and then kind of go from there. I need to figure out how many spokes I need, though, real quick. So let's see. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I lost count of where I was. Okay, hold on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There are 18 spokes. Okay, that should be simple enough. Oh, stop it. Alright, let's snap you up here. Not like that. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Actually, let's not scale that just yet. So 18 spokes, which means I'm going to need... Where's my calculator? 18 times 2. 36. Should give me what I need. Let's see. 36. Enter. Turn that off. Because, let's see. So if I go outwards, because I'm thinking the easiest way to build this is going to be to go out from the center. So let's try this. Hold on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so I need one more. Hmm. 2, 3, 6, 7, 10, 15, 16. 18. Did I skip one last time? Is that what I did? Did my music just stop? 1 second. Yeah, it did. Weird. Cool. I think I skipped one. Let's just do this. Select every... No, that's not right. Hold on. 1, 2... Nope. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, I must have just accidentally selected one. Okay, cool. So that's perfect. So let's go ahead and build the rim portion of this. So I'm going to just extrude that real quick. I have no idea how thick these are, so that's going to be kind of fun to figure out, but otherwise this shouldn't be too terrible. So... what's up, Zero Cool? How you doing? Good to see you. That's not what I wanted. Off. Okay. One right there. There. Right there. Okay, cool. Check your DM. Okay, give me a second here. Let me save this before I do that. Give me a second. Project window. No. Give me a second here. Where'd I put it? There it is. Select 747. Accept. Okay. File. So save scene as. Cool, it's on the right thing. Gear 01. We'll do incremental saves as usual. Let's see. Same, trying to just absorb more knowledge via streamosis. That's good. I'm glad you're doing good. Let's see. DMs. Check your DM. Oh, I thought I've messaged you before, haven't I? I don't know why it always puts you into like a filter. Okay. Oh, nice. You're working on a book. Okay. Let's see. So, let's take a look at this real quick. You cool if I show it on stream, Gotham? Always you will save in a project window, sir, rather than a custom folder. Yeah, I do projects because it means I can actually take my model and work on it wherever I need to. So, like, say I need to be mobile and I need to work on it, like, somewhere else. What I'll do is I'll just copy it to a thumb drive or something and then work on my laptop or anything like that. So it makes them highly portable, which is why I always set up projects. Yes? Okay, cool. All right, so let's look at this. That's not it. Grab the wrong window. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so what I would look at here, one, your textures are feeling a little flat, so I would find a way to start grunging up the actual metalware, assuming this is actually metal and not like paint, right? If it's like paint, then you want to make sure it feels like sort of like a painted bound piece of leather. So definitely spend some time grunging this up a little bit, adding a little bit of wear, depending on like how new or how old you want this to look. The other thing is it's a little hard to tell what exactly is going on here. So you have these book hinges, right, that are supposedly like holding this thing together. The issue is like this is a solid metal or brass band, and so there's no point of like actual movement there. And I could see what you're kind of trying to do there with like the leather strap just to allow it to like open and fold, but in reality that doesn't necessarily function properly. So in my opinion, I would turn these into some sort of hinge. A good example would be, let's do something like this. Yeah, if we look at this, right? So you can see how they built it into like as a hinge. So like there were actual mechanisms that allowed the book to open and fold and close. And so the last thing you want is like a solid piece of metal, because that solid piece of metal is obviously not going to let that book hinge. The other thing that I'm noticing, and I don't know if this is lighting necessarily, or it just feels like the inner portions of the book are like extruded and then kind of pulled in, almost like you beveled the edges. So take a look at that, maybe clean that up a little bit. And then that's kind of all I can see right there. Like the gems look cool. If you can, I would probably try to like facet this a little bit like an actual gem. Just to add a little bit more texture. It looks like you kind of did. I can't tell if it's a reflection or if you actually like faceted these, but look at like how like actual gems kind of look and try to add those cuts and those facets. But other than that, yeah, just like looking at your texturing and kind of trying to grunge it up a little bit and make it feel a little bit more grounded, and then probably doing something different with these hinges, because it won't look right if you ever do anything with it animated wise. If it's just a table piece, then yeah, no one's probably going to ever look at it and be like, oh, hey, that book doesn't work. But that's just one of those things that I always kind of look at is like, does this actually function in real life, and can it function? And then the only other thing I'm really noticing is this rivet is like really off for some reason. I don't know if it's like, is it just that view? Yeah, center that rivet. But otherwise, no, it's looking cool so far. And you said you did this in Blender? let's see. What do we got here? Do you use a dual monitor? I actually use 3 monitors, so I'd like to do 4 at some point too. Tried the same HDR I used in Substance to import in Blender for environment. Oh, okay. Yeah, Blender's a little bit different for sure. Don't let your HDR reflections drive your texture though. Let your texture drive it. I would for sure like spend some time in Substance Painter and really like look at these textures, because like if you look at like a bound leather book, there's always a lot of texture. So this is like an older variation, right? This is an older book, so you can see like there's all sorts of texture because leather is, you know, cow skin, right? It has a natural texture to it because of the different imperfections in the skin and then the tanning process. So try to get some of that detail in there, because that detail is really important. That's what kind of allows your model to feel real. Because like right now you just have this kind of like smoke material on it, and it looks good like in theory, but if you don't drive that a little bit with like a bump map, you're kind of losing out on some realism there. It's taking time to render. That's okay. Yeah, I mean, especially because you're working in a new DCC, like you're gonna have to learn all the ins and outs of it. So, but it seems like a cool project to kind of learn with. Okay, hold on. I have to make a new model, either environment, prop, or weapon, etc. for the portfolio for this degree in the last 2 classes. Okay. Do you have time to do like a bigger model, or do you need to do something a little bit smaller? Zero cool. So I'm totally messed with what to do. No, you're not messed at all. I would just, like you said, you're working in Substance Painter, so I would just go into Substance Painter, find a good leather height map, and kind of play with it, and then just add a little bit more depth and detail. You know, look at actual like old books and figure out how to, you know, add some of that detail in there. Like the other stuff is nitpicky. Like I wouldn't worry about remodeling it if you can't, but definitely try to make this leather feel a little bit more 3-dimensional, because it feels very flat. But yeah, you're not messed at all. It just needs a little bit of like touch-up work. Okay. So let's see here. So the other thing that we're gonna do here. Let's scale that a little bit. Okay. And I don't think these spokes are actually this thin or thick, so we're gonna kind of like work with that a little bit. And then I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go to deform, do a lattice structure, and lattice points. Boop. Okay, so, yup. Good morning, Crix. How are you? It's good to see you. Okay, I will work on it. Sweet, yeah. And, you know, feel free to post updates in the Discord so we can see, like, what it is you're working on. Give me 1 second. I want to check something real quick. Oops. Oh, geez, that's not what I wanted at all. Don't do that. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Well, that's fine. I'm good, Matt. How you doing? I'm doing good. We're modeling a rim. Oops. So we're going to go ahead and start working on this radially. I'm going to align this a little bit different, though. Because the issue that I'm having is that that's not going to be... There we go. Alright, cool. So from here, we can start kind of stressing this out a little bit. Oops, I deleted something I shouldn't have. Beautiful. Okay. Okay. So, obviously these are quite organic. And then what I'm going to do, this probably isn't the best way to do this, but it's only temporary. Okay. What are we cooking today? Is this like for practice stuff? Yes, I'm working on the landing gear of a Boeing 747 because I hate myself. Nah, it should be a fun project. Just definitely a little complicated. This needs to be more of a teardrop shape. Okay. How does that look compared to that? So the issue that I have here, this is why I hate doing radial stuff like this. It's just temporarily, I'm just going to give myself a little bit of a guide. This is not permanent by any means, but it's to help me figure out if my teardrop shape is working. And it isn't. So let's continue working on this. Okay. Delete. D. Just make sure this is kind of working. Yeah, I'm just not liking that like at all. Okay. Let's do this. It's almost too thick. So we'll take a look at that. Boing, boing, boing. What are you up to today, Crix? Oh, and if any of you are watching on Instagram, if the stream dies, let me know. I'm checking it periodically just to make sure, but I don't know if Instagram fixed that issue. Because if they haven't, then it's bound to die at some point. Okay. See, it's such a weird, like. Okay. That's a little bit better. I honestly, at this point, I think it's just too long. So let's bring it in a bit. There we go. That's better. Let's see. Still now, I didn't for 3D rather than for a challenge. I'm getting day by day. I can't do 3D to a pro level. What do you mean? You're doing okay. I wouldn't put yourself down. You're doing great. Don't worry about getting to a pro level. Just worry about getting a little bit better each day. Oh, day by day I'm losing confidence and I feel like I can't do it on a pro level. Yeah, don't worry about that. Like, don't stress about getting to the pro level, right? Like, don't, whatever that means, because like even people like me don't really know what that means, because like we're always trying to improve. Just focus on making those tiny improvements each day and like you'll be fine. You're not gonna become this professional level model overnight, but if you find that there's areas you're lacking in, you know, reach out to people, find out. Let's see. Today I will be working on the group project I was working on. We're still doing the block out and the placement of stuff. And if I get some time left, I'm going to work on the pulse rifle after that. Nice. Super cool. Sounds fun. Sounds fun. Brick by brick. Yes, brick by brick. You know, little steps. That is how you build your skills at this stuff, is you just take step by step. Fox Creative Gaming, that's what I do. I just try to get a little better on each model. Exactly. You know, like, we all start out really bad, and we all improve over time, and it's just important that you take those steps, right? I got what you're saying. What's up? How's everybody doing? What's up, Destroya? How you doing? We're going to watch stream other than Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube, Rala. YouTube, I believe, has less ads, but don't quote me on that. Okay. I don't want that. I want that. I did 36, so I need 35 copies. Why? Hey, wrong one. 0. I wish they labeled these, because like I'm so bad at remembering which one's what. 5. Oh, oops. I didn't reset the tool. My bad. 0. Okay, 5. Apply. There we go. That's the right way. Not the right configuration, but better. 15. Close. This is Christmas music, and I don't want to listen to Christmas music. Let's see. What am I working on? I'm working on a 747 tire right now. Eventually going to be working on the entire landing gear. Hello, so long time. It's good to see you. God Paris, remember me? Of course I do. What's up? How you doing, well, I'll call you God Paris, but I'll probably forget, and then I'll call you Hayami, but it's good to see you. I say I thought I would join on Twitch someday, but too many ads, plus I have Brave on YouTube, so yes, absolutely. If you want to join and support me elsewhere, join Patreon. You get free shit there. Costs just as much as a Twitch sub. Oh. Damn it. Okay. I didn't think about this when I did this, but we're gonna just mishmash this because I screwed up. Okay. So keep that one, delete that one. Oh, that's what I did wrong. Shoot, man. Does that still work? Oh, not really. Okay. Alright, I gotta do some cleanup here. I messed up. because I deleted everything and I didn't include the gap in between the spokes. So I made a dumb move, but it's okay because it's actually pretty easy to correct. So we'll fix that real quick here. Delete that. You guys, we're going to combine. I'm going to do that. Oh. All right, so bridge that. Of course. Oh, it won't bridge those two because of that reason. Okay. How do I want to do this? I can fill the hole. Let's do that. Yeah, that's fine. I'm like trying to big brain this and it's just not going well for me. Okay. Why did I add divisions to that? No divisions. Shift right click. What do you mean? Oh, you mean the pike? Because I'm terrible at using those. I am trying to get better at making sure I responsibly use those, but I'm really bad at using them. Yeah, don't listen to me in that aspect. Like, I fully admit that I'm terrible at using the pie menus. Let's go mesh. Where are you at? Where's the fill hole? I never use fill hole. There's make hole. Where's fill hole? I always forget where the... Oh, there it is. Wait, what? Gee. That works phenomenally well. Okay, well, here's what I'm going to do then. It doesn't really matter because I have what I need. Jesus. Okay, that'll work. Let's see. Yeah, Crix, I'm just really bad at using those. When I started Maya, we didn't learn about the pie menus. I didn't actually learn about the pie menus until I was in college, and that was 4 years after I started using Maya. So, like, it was already out the window by then. So I'm having to retrain my brain to use them, and I do use them occasionally, just not heavily. Let's see. Any upcoming portfolio reviews? Yes. I think technically next week. I'm going to announce it on Instagram. Yes, next week. So it'll be next Thursday. Love from Hyderabad, India. Nice, thank you. That's funny. I actually have a restaurant near me called the Royal Hyderabad, or Hyderabad. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Amazing, amazing Indian food. I love it. Okay. Ascubi? My English is bad, but I understand more visual. Okay, cool. I do talk a lot, but if you ever have any questions, let me know. No problem there. Do some videos on texturing gem and glass material things. That is actually something I plan to do because those are very complicated materials. But I don't have any like current plans to do it just yet. But it is going to happen. Don't worry. Let's see, I'm the opposite. I only use menus. Yeah. I think it's however everyone else is used to working. Probably slows me down, but it's all right. Now it's like muscle memory. Yeah, and that's when I was talking to Andrew Hodgson, he was just like, how do you not use those all the time? I'm like, I just didn't learn that way, man. But he's also used to using like a pen tablet, so it's very different. Let's see. I do know how to texture it still now. Still now using basic materials in it. Okay, no, that's good. Excited for the review. Won't be able to submit this time, but still excited. Yeah, they're always a good time, just to kind of go through and like look at everybody's stuff. Okay, so let's fix this up here. So what I'm gonna do is just delete this junk. That's not good. Hold on a second. Okay, I see why that wasn't working now, which is fantastic. Earlier. Okay, so here's our piece. Okay. So this actually needs to kind of... No, don't tell me. Okay. That's a problem. Okay, hold on a second. It got duplicated. I wasn't paying close enough attention. We need to actually delete this whole chunk. Okay. So if I delete that now, it goes away. Yep. Okay, cool. I knew this would be a challenge. It's okay. Double faces. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Love from India. Thank you. Hope you're doing well. I don't know. Do you guys like having Instagram Live again? Should I keep it? Should I get rid of it? I feel like I kind of missed having it, but like also still don't know about it. Okay. So this needs to thicken up pretty heavily. That's going to give us that actual teardrop. So now, and thank God I did what I did, because that's not going to work. Okay. Yeah, that's entirely too much gap. Okay. That's a problem. Those aren't even connected. Okay. Beautiful. Pay attention to when you're doing stuff like this, because like you'll screw yourself up a lot. What's up, Zach? How you doing, man? All right, man. I gotta go have fun. Keep grinding. As always, Crix, have a good one. Enjoy your morning. Enjoy your breakfast. It was good seeing you. What you up to, Zach? Hello. That's terrible. Those aren't connected. I would hesitate to think that those other ones were connected too, but we'll see. Okay, that's better. Can't be having that nonsense. There we go. Alright. Try that. Thicken that up a bit. 3. Make sure that's still looking okay. It's just too much. Yeah, it's just too much of a gap. Which is unfortunate because that means these need to change too. Try to just keep this as purposefully set up as possible without making it look too goofy. Okay. So that's the shape is getting there now. I think the other issue is I just allowed too much to happen there. Okay. That's getting better. When will it be possible? Let's see. When will the body part? Oh, when will I start like the body? I'm not going to be doing the body of the plane. I'm just doing the landing gear. So, all we're doing is the landing gear. But the mechanical portion of the body is I'll start it as soon as I get done with the, each next step basically. Try not to like overcomplicate it too much. All right. So, okay. I'm feeling a little bit better about that. It's almost there. I think that should be okay. Alright, so let's work on the top now. What I'll do, just add a little bit more curvature to that. There we go. That is much better. Just looking at a little bit of like, I'm like losing my egg shape almost, so because it's almost a little egg shaped. I think that'll be better. Yeah, that's better. Okay, cool. Sweet. Let's see. Okay, cool. Well, now I'm going to go ahead and support these out and just kind of get them ready to go. When will there be a talk and work on Discord? That's a good question. I need to do another one of those soon. Maybe this week. I don't have a ton of stuff going on this week, so maybe Friday night or something. Could do one. Be kind of fun. I will see what my schedule allows, and then I'll announce and plan something. All right. All right. So this comes out a bit. And at this point I need to make sure that this looks exactly the way it needs to look. And we can tell already that that shape is off. What's up, Zach? How you doing? One of my favorite songs? Oh, Fearless? This is NCS, right? Yeah, Fearless Part 2. It's a good one. It's definitely a good one. I really wish I could listen to like my regular music on stream, but you know, copyright and stuff. Okay. It's not terrible. I'm not mad at it. Issue is I got no support there, so oh, whoa. Let's see how that looks. Alright, that's got the shape that I'm looking for. I'm really not concerned about what goes on there because it's going to get duplicated down anyway. But now I got to get the curvature of this thing a little bit right. One. So this actually needs to kind of like pull back a bit. Okay. Sweet. Cool. And then the next thing I'm going to do is just kind of pin these a little bit and slide. Anybody watch the new Game of Thrones show? I like it so far. I think it's going to be a good one. I think it'll be a good one. This doesn't matter too much because I'm going to circularize the hell out of it, but I just want to get things kind of evened up so I can see what I'm working with here. Pretty good, pretty good. I don't like that edge that I've got going on. I can smooth it out just by doing that, though. That gives me that nice rim port. Okay, awesome. So let's do it. File, increment and save. All right, so I need to go to edit, duplicate special. Not what I wanted. We're not going to do that many copies of it. I need to do, I think I decided it was 18 copies. And it needs to be far greater than that. Hold on. 18. I'm going to do 25. Apply. Ooh, almost. Okay. Oh, sorry, not 18. 17. I already have one. So let's do 20. Apply. Ooh, so close. We're getting there. And then we're not. You're telling me that's too far? Wait a minute. Am I 36? Wait, 1, 2. Hold on a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. No way. There's 19 of them? Wait a minute. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. No, there's 18 of them. Okay. Just making sure I'm not like going crazy over here. So we're going to do 19.5. Ooh, super close. Okay. It's also not really... Let's just do this. Hold on. Let's see. Can you do FEA? What is FEA? I'm not sure what that is. I'm good, dude. Cleaning up from cooking dinner. Nice. What'd you guys have for dinner? better or worse than House of the Dragon? I don't know. It's too early to say like if it's better or worse, but it's enjoyable. So I'm gonna freeze the transforms on this. Control D. So 30 degrees, okay. There we go. So, all right. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, damn it. I actually severely hate doing this. So the issue is now it's too thick. So the only thing I could really think of is to do this. Let's try this. I don't know if this is really going to change anything for me, but it's still going to be 30. Stop. I don't have an alarm set for 8:45. Let's see. Spaghetti, nice. Blender has a bare bones version of it, among with other physics sim, FEA. Let's look it up. Blender FEA. Finite element analysis in Blender. Oh, interesting. Maybe? I don't know. I've never had to do that. Yeah, I don't know. Probably, but I've never looked into that. That's not something I usually do. Okay. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. Alright, so that's clearly not gonna work. So let's do this real quick. I'm just gonna temporarily figure out if this is actually gonna work. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so I feel like I can get that to work now that I've deleted those. All right. The only issue is that these look like crap. So let's fix that real quick. Oh, for God's sake. I don't know if I will ever not struggle with radial stuff. I despise it wholeheartedly. Let's see. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and do apply. Okay. Almost, but everything is kind of clashing. So the issue is that this is now a little too thick on the bottom. 20 degree, yes, that's exactly what I'm working with right now. So the only problem is that I've just made this a little too thick because I was kind of building it for the incorrect scale. Also, what the hell? Oh. Is there not an easier solution to do arraying in Maya? This seems pretty cumbersome to deal with. Yeah, it is. Not that I know of, no. If somebody knows of a better way, then sure. There we go. Okay. Almost there. Use instances in the duplicate special to model one with the others. That's true. Let's try that. That's actually kind of, that's it. So, cool. Let's delete all my instances that I don't need. And then we'll do the permanent. Copy, apply. There we go. All right, sweet. That should be it. I hate doing rims. Okay. Okay. Do I want to call that in, or should I model that in now? I'm going to model that in now. So we're going to go back to the instance because I can't think ahead properly. All right. So let's do this. We're going to add an extra cut. And then this is like a little divot thingy. What's up, Tamuzu? How you doing, man? Okay. Okay. So, looking at this, the only other issue with that is this needs to go to the top entirely. Okay. Okay. My next live will be texturing part? No, probably not. I'll probably still be modeling for sure. Not using Mash. No, I wouldn't use Mash for something like this. All good, just working on my groom stuff. How's that going? Okay. I just want to get these all nice and close to each other. Okay. We'll shape these real quick. Okay. And those are actually kind of curved inwards, so let's do this. Have a good one, Gotham. It was good talking to you. Okay, so 3. That'll be okay. Okay. Sweet. Let's get this ready for the final array, and we should be good to go. Use any script for modeling in Maya, or just the default? I use a couple. I don't use a ton of them, but I have like one I use for quad fill and stuff like that. Like nothing super duper crazy. I don't know what that was. That was weird. And I have a couple custom ones that I built as well. Let's see. A good steep learning curve, but really interesting once you get into the meat of it. Nightmare to find info on it though. It's pretty niche. That's interesting. It's niche because you're doing that in Houdini, right? I mean, I guess Houdini doesn't really have that much of a tutorial base. I find that most people who do Houdini don't actually want to make tutorials on it. There's your niche, man. We need Timuzu tutorials. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and do an increment and save before I screw this up even more. Select all these, mesh, combine. Alright. I'm sure this is going to work horrendously. Oh yeah. Okay, let's do the internal ones first. Is that... Oh, dude. Why? What are you? Why did you... Oh. Did it do it on both sides? No, just one. That's fine. I'm not gonna stress that. I'll just delete them. Okay. Alright, let's look at this guy. Vertex, we're gonna go merge it. Hopefully that doesn't... Yeah, it's gonna do exactly what it was gonna do. Alright. If anybody knows of an easier way to merge things like this, all ears. Because Maya just does not like... Oh, well, you know, hold on. I guess it just depends on like how far apart they are. Oh, now you want to work. Okay. Let's just try that. Oh, this might work. It's just these ones that are a little bit far apart. I think that's the best way, honestly. That's such a bummer. I feel like there's probably or there needs to be a better solution for that. But oh well. Let's see. Do you know how to animate a character? Not really, no. I don't really do character animation. I can do a little bit, but not a lot. Something I would like to improve on for sure, but not the highest priority. I also don't have any characters to animate minus my BD1s, so if I ever get a hold of a character, maybe. I should preface that with a character that's rigged, because I don't want to rig it. Alright, how are we holding up? How'd we do? Okay. Let's see if I can just... Let's see if this will let me do this, please. Okay. Alright. we doing? Hour and a half already? Not bad. Okay. It's honestly quite miserable, but it works. It's better than selecting every single vert and merging every single vert one by one. So I guess I can give myself that reassurance. Okay. But thankfully, the rest of this rim, now that this part's done, much faster. That was the difficult part. All right, cool. So smooth that. It's obviously not cylindrical at all anymore, so we're going to fix that now. Cool. This guy, honestly... Wait a minute. How is that possible? Oh, whoa. I was like, wait a second. Okay. Now they're separate. Alright. Selected one of those loops and did similar and selected them all at once. It merged. Yeah. I probably should have done that. That's alright. We got it. It's there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. We're going to extrude this inward. We're going to circularize it. And that's actually totally okay. Uh-huh. Okay. And then this part doesn't really matter. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to merge to center. Not like that. That was dumb. Everything looks okay. Yeah, everything looks okay. I spent most of yesterday watching tutorials. That's the bummer with hair. Is like you get to the 3D part and you're like, oh, okay, cool. And then you get to the fact that like you still have to pretend like it's real hair in real life. Grooming is pain. I'm trying to incorporate those selection tools in my workflow, like the select similar, select the end component, and the bonus tools. Yeah, I use them occasionally. I'm not the greatest at using them all the time, but I do use them occasionally, depending on like what I'm trying to do. Oh no! What? Okay, so I can't do that. That's okay, though. Alright, we're going to circularize. Fix the twist on that. Okay. Better. Okay. So now It's a dense boy. Okay. Why do I feel like that started getting not circular? 'Cause it did. Okay. Hold on. Let me just do this the clever way instead of doing this the stupid way. I'm just gonna... Oh, not that way. That way it stays cylindrical. Okay. Cool. The only issue... Well, the inside doesn't have to look... Yeah, it's going to be different on either side, technically. So let's do this. We're going to place this in the tire. Okay. Pretty useful on those circular pieces. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Let's try... Okay. Alright, so... Let's do the first kind of loop here. And then the little bead here. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, I haven't checked Instagram for a second. Let's see. Good morning, Bo. What's up, Basavraj? Basavraj? I'm sorry if I said that wrong. Impressive. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, let's see how this is working. That's better. Okay. And then, so I'm going to do kind of a curve. Okay. Brought my ass over to YouTube. Well, welcome to YouTube. It's a better place than Instagram. Don't let Zuck know I said that. Not that I care. Not that he cares. Yeah, I figured that was going to happen. I just want to scale this in a little bit more. Oh wait, I think you were on Twitch, weren't you? Were you on Twitch or Instagram? Okay. There we go. Alright, so that takes care of that portion. Those actually look pretty damn good. How do you do that? Make selections just one side of the model or the side you're facing at a time. So the way that I'm doing that is I'm just holding tab and drawing. So if you hold tab and you draw slow enough, you can get everything. That's how I do that. Twitch. Okay, gotcha. All right. Okay. That sucked. It's a little too... Okay. That's better. All right. That takes care of that. You getting tired of modeling this part? Yep. I also see the pun. If that's what you meant to do. If not, it was a good pun. Regardless. Freeze transforms. There we go. Cool. All right, let's do the little hubcap thing now. Tabs keeps section. Tab keeps the selection to just one side. Yeah. Super useful. Okay. Cool. Well, we have tires. So the other question is do I get to use one of my pretty new bolts for this? Let's see. Maybe. Let's see. Technically, no. But I can modify one of them. Yeah, of course. You guys ever have questions, feel free to ask. I don't know everything, but I know a good amount. Alright. Sometimes... Oh, that's caps lock. I was like, sometimes it just doesn't work, but that was me being stupid. Alright. Don't ask me why this thing is built this way, but... surely I will strip this thing and add details to my, or add new pieces to my toolkits. All right. 3. Oh, look at that. Cool. I think it needs to be a tad bit taller, though. It's kind of a weird... That's a weird security nut. Just works, yes. That's fine. Okay. So let's take you guys and just zoink to the center. Let's extrude that. Actually, here's what I'm gonna do. Because when I built these, I was like, oh yeah, you know, we'll have the little part that goes into the body, but now I'm kind of like, it's kind of useless. Doesn't really matter. Okay. Why are the normals so weird on that, though, is the question. That's behaving really weird. What happens when I cut it? That's weird. Why are the normals doing that? What? That's so weird. I've never actually seen it do that. What's wrong? Alright, hold on. Let's go display. Unlock normals. Okay, that's why. Alright. That was stressing me out a little bit. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this applied. Negative 90. Okay. See how that's feeling. Okay. Solid. Okay. Nice. Cool. Okay, so those we're going to center their pivots again. This is always kind of a nice trick if you want to like rotate and just add a little bit of like weirdness to the. And then you can select a bunch of random ones and just kind of rotate them a little bit. Gives you a little bit more like dynamic look to it. Okay. So let's select all my hex bolts. I'm going to assign a new material to them because they're black, so we'll just do like a black standard surface. Bolts, bolts underscore rim. Cool. Then Control G, rim, bolts, left. Right, try to stay a little organized. Okay, cool. Beautiful. That's, oh. I was like, something's weird there. Did I do the inside different than the outside? I think it did. It's fine. Okay, that's better. Cool, so now we can do this little cap thing, which is actually, oh, okay, so there's like a little pipe that goes into that too. Interesting. All right, well, let's build that real quick. And there's a slot cut out of it, so that's going to be kind of fun. -90. Do 30. Let's go up to 40, because I'm going to have to cut that notch out, and that's going to be a pain if I don't go higher. All right. Okay. Okay. It's one of the newer things about Maya that I'm not super duper thrilled about is it leaves your selection. Mine never used to do that until I got into like the 2023 version. I don't know, maybe that's a setting you can toggle off, but it drives me nuts. Okay. Okay, send you my project. I like your feedback. We are doing a portfolio review stream next week on Thursday. If you'd like to join the Discord and get your portfolio in there or your project, we can do individual projects too. It's not a big deal. But yeah, I try to limit them on regular live streams just because if I let a couple in, it starts to get kind of unruly and I can't keep track of what I'm working on. But I'd love to take a look at it when we do them next Thursday. Hold up. Okay. Okay. Just continue shaping that a little bit. That gives it that kind of like hubcappy look. Okay, cool. All right. Cool. Solid. Okay, so the next part is I'm going to go ahead and get these upper divots taken care of. Alright. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to have to do it this way. Yeah. They're not super deep. It's like for a tool or something. I don't really know what that's for, actually. But it gets modeled in regardless. Okay. Cool. That takes care of that. And so there is a cutout. So is that cutout on both sides or just one side? I'm realizing that is an entirely different landing gear that I was looking at beforehand, so that's good. This old one is different, though. Okay, so there's like a clamp ring that goes around that, too. Interesting. All right. So there's the clamp ring. There's that. Shift I. Oop. Let's reshape this a little bit because I was looking at an incorrect version of this. And that sucks, but it's okay. Okay. Okay, that actually matches it now. All right, so I see where that little line is. I don't really know what that's necessarily for, but I'm guessing it's some sort of like check valve or something. So it's directly associated with those, though. So. Okay. That goes, there is like a little, okay. So here's what we're gonna do. All right. I'm realizing I didn't really need to do that. Let's see. So the 23rd. That is going to be... No, sorry, next week. That'll be the 29th. It'll be announced shortly this week on Discord. Oh, I kind of messed up, but it's all right. Thankfully, you can just duplicate shit. Let's see, mesh, edit mesh, duplicate. Yeah, that's what I figured. Okay, that's annoying. Well, here, I'll just do this. Control D, Shift I, face, select, deselect, 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 delete, show, isolate, deselected. Okay. Oh, Jesus, what did I do? Nope. Okay, Control D, Shift I. Delete. Show, isolate, view selected. There we go. Shift I. Let's just make sure that gets right to where it needs to go so I don't screw anything up here. Okay. Combine. Vertex. Merge. Nope. Alright, I'm gonna have to be a little bit more surgical about that one. Not a big deal. That's a big deal. But if that's the worst thing I have to do, I don't really care. Where's the other one that's not connected? Over here. Hold on. 0.0025. 0.0010. There we go. .0010, enter. You can sometimes get away with doing that. Let's see if that works. I just changed my damn perspective. Okay. 3. Yep, it worked, minus that. Cool. Alrighty. Let's make sure. Good morning. What's up, Sarav? How are you? Okay. So, honestly, cool thing about this is I get to just kind of do that and call it good. So, hell yeah. I love that. It's a different material, but it's also more rounded at the top, so let's give it that rounding. Sweet. Okay. So that is a hubcap. Sweet. Control D, center, -1. Should have one on either side. We do. Turn off. Okay. Hell yeah. Cool. Sweet. Well, we're getting somewhere. Didn't get a ton done, but got a pretty solid amount done, so I'm pretty happy with it. Let's see. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do my cleanup here. All of these extra groups that don't need to exist can go away. This is a good place though where I would actually like name things. So like since I'm doing piece by piece and I'm like finalizing them as I go, this is going to be, what is that? Left. So this is left. Left tire. Right tire. Left rim. Right rim. Right rim cap. Nope. Left rim cap. And then right rim cap. Cool. So that is, yeah, that's a couple of aircraft tires. So maybe Thursday, maybe not. I might work on this Thursday. I might not. I might leave this as like my week, my during the week modeling until a certain time period is over because I need to wait something out. But once that's done, yeah, we'll continue working on this. So that's going to be it for tonight, guys. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Close that. Going to clean one more time and then file, increment and save. All right, sweet. So that's going to be it for tonight. Everybody, thank you so much for hanging out, as always. YouTube, I don't raid, so this is going to be where it ends for you. And Instagram, same thing. Upload a separate video for the tire part. It's available on the live stream. I'm not going to end up going through and doing that again. I'll probably do, because it's such a hassle, I'll probably go through and do a video on how to do the rim. But I'll pick a different rim to design because this one's already done. But yeah, I might do something like that at some point. But okay, Instagram, thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight. It was good having you live once again. So if you guys enjoy having this, make sure you let me know. But I'll talk to you guys later on Insta. And then YouTube, thank you guys for hanging out. As always, much appreciated. I will see you all live again on Friday. We're going to be working again on the engine components for the content browser. Hopefully we get some more of those done, get that working with. And yeah, so I'll see you guys then. You guys have a wonderful week. And Twitch, hang around because we're going to raid. All right. Who are we going to raid? Let's see who we can raid.